4, 3, 2, 1, getting old's no fun. Yeah, we drink and I toke. He smokes and I drink. We don't care. We fight for our right to get home alive, and we don't care. Bullshit aside, it's time to go live. Yeah, we don't care. People won't cause. Should we go too far? Yeah, we don't care. Yeah, we don't really care.
Is your clock fast or what? Fucker?
I guess my clock was a little off today there, Dr. Ryan. How you doing
I guess
there?
so.
Oh, yeah, I caught you.
Trying to make breakfast.
I caught you by surprise. And folks, today is Wednesday, May 14th, 2025. And we're broadcasting live from an undisclosed bunker in East Vancouver. And today's episode is old school, old ways, and the good old days. Woo! How you doing, Dr. Ryan?
I'm not bad.
Yeah, how'd you like those 6 a.m. texts there? I was panicking about the button.
Fuck, dude.
Yeah. Guess who's all fired up on coffee? Woo! That's me.
You know, usually when I leave work, I leave work.
Yeah, that's. But you know, remember what you said about being dedicated there, or that that place that.
You're definitely fucking dedicated. Too much.
Oh, I just told you there. You didn't believe my text. You never read my texts because there's too many.
It's a game.
Hold on, it is a game because Uncle Mark was bored.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anyways, that's what I said there. I was so dedicated. I have to drive down there. I was like panicking. I couldn't sleep last night.
You fucking drove down there?
Yeah, because I had a cup of coffee and I was playing Keno and I didn't do very good on that. But anyways, I seen Columbo and I said, "Hey, just call me Rockford." He started laughing.
Well, at least he's got a sense of humor.
Well, yeah, and anyways, and I thought I'd mention that. But folks, I just want to
Columbo.
Yeah. Anyways, who cares? Like I said,
so you're Rockford and he's Columbo.
That's
Who
pretty.
am I then? Magnum PI?
No, come on. You're a garden gnome there. Let's give the garden gnome some love. We forgot there. We got to give our one loyal listener in Ashburn, Virginia. We're going to send our love to you. It's nobody else.
How do you know it's not a loving couple?
No, it's not. But the whole point I'm trying to get at is, so folks, next week this is our last episode of season 1. It's been a year, and next week we're going to do our 1 year anniversary special.
That's episode 30 of season 1. That'll wrap it all up.
That's going to wrap it up. But, I don't want to be a cheap whore like I really am, and I don't want to shake my money maker. That's why I don't play music anymore, because I wasn't good at it. It's like my golf game, my guitar playing. It's not very good. But hold on a second.
You're supposed to say you're too good.
Yeah. Anyways, the whole point I'm trying to say is we have 38 subscribers. It's taken almost a year to get that. I want to give you guys, you 38 people out there, I'm going to send your love from the Mark and Ryan Shore Brothers podcast. And folks, we're trying to get to 50 subscribers on YouTube so we can live stream. And then I'm going to get a SIM card, and then we're going to crank the White House. Yeah, let's do it there. I want to talk to Donald Duck. Anyway, so you just keep up the good work out there. And anyways, anything you got to say there? I'm doing a check-in right now with you. Actually, I'm bored.
I don't want to burst your bubble, but 8 of those subscribers are from my old other YouTube accounts.
It's okay. We'll gain another eight more from Siberia, Russia. It's okay. Don't worry about that.
Right. Well, I'm working the Facebook page now, so
yeah, you just keep doing that there. Well, how's the social media going there? You been festering anybody or?
Well, we got some new subscribers.
Yeah.
And if there's anybody out there that wants us to like their page or whatever, just hit us up. Mark and Ryan cast at gmail.com.
Well, what I really want is I want some responses from we got, like I said, we're gonna start poking people here, so we got to kick it up a notch here, like Amber. Shazam! We gotta kick her up, kid.
Well, those guys from Kiss Ass FM.
Yeah.
I bugged them about a coffee cup. I just said he'd look better with a coffee cup in his hand.
Is that what he said?
Uh-huh.
Oh, he actually replied to you.
No.
Oh, that's
No,
too.
they won't.
You know what? Because that was good. Because they're real celebrities, and we're just a bunch of hacks here, just babbling.
Right.
And I'm sitting here freezing my ass off in a bunker in East Van, and you're sitting in the
That's
studio.
cold today.
What? Yeah, fucking. What happened? You know, like January. Like, what's going on with that? What do you call May? Like, I mean, you know, we have January.
Well, you know what? It always teases and is warm right before the long weekend,
Yeah.
and then it fucking rains or is cold
Yeah, I know.
for like weeks after.
Well, you know,
Always.
you know what you can always do? You can always, just get a residual like from back in the day and go, oh, yeah, I feel better now. I feel much better. I like to get I liked your little comment there about you're going to stuff a fucking peanut butter and jelly sandwich down my gullet. And I go, I like to ram a line of cocaine up your nose and watch the garden gnome stay up for 5 fucking weeks.
Let's be real here. You said the fucking thing up my nose first, and then I said I would do the toy.
anyways, you know, it is a game, right? So remember I told you it is a game. So
Trying to make me look bad.
well, I don't need to try very hard at that. But anyways, let's get let's get into the moon alert. Okay, so in astrology there today, the moon is in Sagittarius. Okay, so there are no restrictions for shopping or important decisions today. Yeah.
I'm broke.
That's like, yeah, you know what? I'm just reading off some hacks, some generic fucking daily horoscope there. Like, very good there. Why don't you just say the asteroid's not going to hit us today? There, you can go shopping. Why do you say that?
That would be better.
Yeah. Woo. Fired up, ready to go. So you know what? I haven't put out the machine yet to check old Uncle Marco's blood pressure, but maybe I'll do that next week. He'll feel better
Next week.
Yeah, maybe the readings, the numbers will go down. Anyways, it's doing good. But folks, we're gonna get into this old school, old ways and the good old days. Like, you know, we're going to go back into the past here. And actually, you know what? Is the grass greener always on the other side? I don't know. But you know what? We'll be right back after this short commercial break. And remember, folks, our blues is your news. Suck it in the 70s. Yeah. Woo!
Six nuts.
Knock, knock. Who's there? Dick's nuts. Dick's nuts. Knock, knock. Who's there? Dick's nuts! Dick's nuts! Oh, come on, Dick, with the sweet, savory nuts with a warm finish. Knock, knock. Who's there? Dick's nuts! Dick's nuts! Welcome to beautiful Kamloops, British Columbia. Dick's Nuts brewing since 2023. Original, sweaty, and sweet. Who's there? Dick's Nuts! Dick's Nuts! Dick's Nuts! Dick's Nuts! Knock, knock, who's there? Dick's Nuts, Dick's Nuts, sweet and savory nuts, with a warm finish and touch. Knock, knock, who's there? Dick's Nuts, Dick's Nuts.
Put them in your mouth and chew them.
Meta, formerly known as Facebooks. Come on, folks, check out your local mom and pop shops up in Kamloops, British Columbia. You can order them delicious. Dick's Nuts. Oh, yeah. Okay, folks, we're coming back there. Me and Uncle Ryan there. Uncle, he's my uncle anyways, whatever. Let's go fuck this cocksucker. Tabernac. Woo! We're back here, folks, and we're back for a third season there. Maybe Brian's going to fire me. I don't know. Okay. Anyways,
Benito doesn't have your job just yet.
Well, exactly. Well, maybe we'll get a live gig here coming up. There is still hope there because that bio got sent off.
Yeah, don't give up. We're working on it.
I'm not giving up, but we've been trying. At least I'll give us credit for this 1 year. At least we've tried, right? We've both, we keep sending stuff.
Learning.
Yeah, sending stuff out there. But folks, we're gonna get into the news news now. Local.
Our blues is your news.
Oh, and there's lots of blues, folks. There's lots of blues. But oh yeah, hopefully you got to put down a couple of tracks for that. Or just don't forget that kid.
I'm working on it.
Atta boy, butter boy. You love your peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
You know what? I haven't had one since you bugged me about
Wonder
it.
Wonder Boy. I gotta call you Wonder Boy. I'm such an asshole. Anyways, I'm cocky and I like it, but. Talking about the news now. Let's start off with international with that video and that picture of Macron, Keir Starmer, and the Chancellor of Germany, and it's not fake, and they're trying to deny it. But then a source basically said, "This is funny." They said it's a known practice in Europe that everybody's on cocaine and Adderall. So they just mentioned cocaine. So anybody that hasn't seen that, go check that out. It's right out there. They grabbed the bag, and on the people missed on the right side, there's actually a line of cocaine. And there's a little scooper, like a nose scooper. They forgot to clear off the table, and they're all laughing.
I've been working on our YouTube shorts, so you know what? I'll make a YouTube short on that for everybody to see.
Yeah, you should do that. Hopefully, they don't have that. The globalists will pull us off YouTube. And we might not make our 50th.
It's already out there. They won't pull it.
Well, come on, there, kid. I'm just joking here. Right? They're gonna pull us off. What do they got on Uncle Marco? Okay, come on, boys. You want to party? Let's go.
Pull your wiener out.
Let's go, boys. You want to party? Let's go. Yeah. You guys got nothing on Uncle Marco. Nothing. Yeah, dick's nuts. Anyways, so that was pretty interesting.
World leaders like to do coke. Okay, tell me what else I don't know.
Okay, well, P. Diddy there, fucking, it's all coming out on P. Diddy there. He's a fucking evil fucker. But listen, none of us.
Whack job.
None of us are saying so. Like absolute power corrupts, and absolute power absolutely corrupts. So when you get a lot of money and you got that much power and you're in Hollywood. It could happen to a lot of people, right? It's just people that's focused. Like he's got a sickness, but the thing is, there's a lot of other people in the world got a sickness. But my point is, when you got too much money and power, and you get bored of something, let's say all these people want orgies, like Wild in Rome, eh? The point I'm trying to make is people that are in that industry got power. They get sick because it turns into
normal shit. Don't get them off after a while.
Thank you, Dr. Ryan. That's where I was going with it. So we'll leave it at that because I'm not going to judge anybody. I'm not, like I said, when we first started.
The proof's in the evidence. Okay, he's got a video of him fucking beating the shit out of his old lady down a hotel hallway. He thought he paid off.
Well, that's different. Okay,
that's just part of it.
He's a gangster, but I'm just saying, listen, man.
They got him on RICO.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying, like, on the other part, I'm going back to this with. I'm not defending him. I'm just saying that, like, I've seen a lot of sick people when I grew up. But the point is, we're not all. I'm not a saint. I'm not nobody's role model. So you don't want Uncle Marco's got his past, but nothing like P. Diddy. Moving on from that.
No, dude, that guy's on a whole nother level.
Well, he sure is. But moving on from that, let's talk about fucking the trade deal there. Like I told you, the other mentioned thing there, folks, is about this. When we get our 50th, subscriber there, and we live stream, Uncle Marco's going to get a burner SIM card, and we're going to call the White House because I think we can actually solve all the problems. We have a discussion, and they'll go, hey, the Uncle Marco and Dr. Ryan show at the Shore Brothers can solve all the world's problems. But anyways, moving on from that, and then we're going to.
You see what he just did in the Middle East?
What did he do now?
You haven't seen that?
No. What's he doing?
Dude, he had a big speech and everything. He made a huge deal with the Saudis.
Oh yeah, that one there, whatever the fuck it was, I forget, $600 billion, and then he got a plane. He got a plane. Hey, where's our plane? Hey, where's our plane? Hey, where's our plane? Hey, where's our plane? Where's our plane?
I can edit that, so you just do it once, right?
No, I like the buttons. Like, you got to play with the buttons.
You're fucking making my head spin.
That's good. That's what the whole intention was. See, I'm getting you high for free, kid. You don't need the butter boy. Right. Anyways, okay, so let's continue on with this theme here. Yeah, so they've never mentioned anything. They're making deals with China like for 90 days. That's not going to that's going to rear its ugly head again. We'll see where it goes in 90 days. And they made a deal with Britain to fuck the EU because they can't stand the EU. And I don't like them either. But anyways, it's like, how about the new Pope there? He's going to go in there. Apparently he's a Jesuit and a Mason. I had to throw that one in there. So, and he's American. So him and Trump are going, hey, you got any Adderall? Keep me away.
You see the Philly fanatic dressed up like the Pope? It was awesome.
What did he do?
He was coming down the aisleway and he had the papal shit on with the hat and he was like waving to everybody.
He was waving.
Fucking hilarious.
Was he in the Pope Mobile or what? I see they had
Philly fanatic won't fit in the Pope Mobile.
No, the Philly fanatic, but moving on from that, what we're talking about. So yeah, the trade deal with Canada and Carney appointed his new cabinet, and boy, there's 14 of the old ones that are there. It's Trudeau's old cabinet, and they're all in the back.
He didn't hire Freeland.
No, but she's still in there. She's in a lesser role. She's still in cabinet. Sure, she is.
She?
Yeah, she's in cabinet. She's just in a lesser role. My point is, if you look at the picture of the cabinet ministers, the ones that were with Trudeau that were causing all the shit are all sitting there smiling, and they're all in the background. So they're like sheep now. They're trying to like sit there, like pretend that they're not there. So
Right.
the people in Canada are going to wake up and listen. All this, I'm glad that Daniel Smith and Mo there from Saskatchewan are putting the fucking heat to their fucking flames to their fucking feet, the fire there, because that's the only people that are going to fucking, if we have a chance. So that's what I was talking, this whole episode is about, old school, old ways in the good old days. The thing is, I've never seen this. When you go back through, like I said, I'm older than you. I mean,
The block.
well, yeah, but I'm talking about that's the whole theme of this episode is like, I'm turning the clock back now. Like, I mean, you didn't see what so this is going into, totalitarianism, whatever you call it, authoritarianism. I can't even say it.
I know what you're saying.
I can't even say it right now.
Totalitarianism.
I hate that word, fucking. But that's where we're going because everybody's saying it. You have strong men in every country now, like getting rid of democracy. They don't want democracy.
Freedoms and rights. Yeah.
They don't want democracy anymore. This is turning into something that is stupid because the rule of law and the way that we've grown up back in the day and what you've seen is completely changed now. And it's, I don't think it's a good thing. I mean, because there is no more democracy. Like I said, when I was 11 years old, and I remember sitting on Kingsway at Norquay Park, and there used to be Wally's Burgers. It was a pretty famous burger joint in down there on Kingsway. And I'd watch the drag racing go by on the swings at like 10 o'clock at night, and I'd walk home up the hill. Long story short is, I love the smell of 94 octane leaded gas in the morning. It smells like victory. Oh yeah, I miss those good old days.
I know it's going in that spot.
Well, it's leaded gas, though. It's pretty sad. I still dream about having a muscle car. But, Uncle Marco could have had about 30.
One day.
I could have had about 30. Listen, I could have 30 of them with all the money I fucking wasted. Well, half of it
Man, there's a lot of old cars out there for cheap.
Oh, there is. And things are like going to get a lot. I can tell you right now, I think a lot of things are going to get a lot cheaper here. And I mean, like I said, who knows where this is all going? I mean, we'll see what happens with the world economy. It's just a big
And millennials don't want fucking gas guzzlers. They're not into it. They didn't grow up with them. They don't like them.
Well, that's the whole point. Is
they don't work on them.
Yeah. Well, guess what? EVs, like I said, this net zero agenda 2030, right? So I mean, it all I guess people.
Well, they're already saying they're not going to meet the deadline in BC. There's no way.
No, I get that, but the whole agenda, like I mean, people have heard about Agenda 2030 for a while. Okay, so all these,
right.
So it's obviously the globalists are still trying to win, and they're not stopping. I mean, Look at Carney, and people don't understand in Canada. This is not politics anymore. That's what I was trying to tell people, and they stacked the odds. I said they hate that Poilievre's coming back with that by-election, and Carney says, "Oh, no tricks." This, it's all bullshit because he hates his guts.
They're gonna fucking add 90 constituents
yeah, but they're
on there,
Elections Canada. Yeah, but anyways, there's a court challenge, so they're going to be going. They're going to Elections Canada to not have those 91 because it's that group, these university guys that are doing this. And listen, I'd like to find out who's paying them to do this because
me too.
It's all bullshit because I think this is all going to come out in the wash one day, where people are going to find out that these people were paid to do this. It's not a coincidence.
100%.
It's not a coincidence. So, I mean, if I was Poilievre and the boys, I'd be hiring a private investigator, and I'd be paying him big money, and I'd work them around the clock and go, I want to. And there's dirt there. There was dirt on Jagbeat.
100%.
But guess what? Those guys,
they're
not stupid, right? But anyways, moving on from that. Why don't you talk about the old school? I mean, old school means a lot. Like people used to deal with things old school. Okay, there was a good there was good old school and bad old school. I mean, depending on how you look at it, right? Like, you know, look at the work environment now when you work somewhere, okay? Back in the day, you know, people literally actually, they call it, like older guys, like rough guys, called it old school. Well, guys would go in the parking lot and you know, and have a fight and then hopefully shake hands after and go back to work. Well, now,
that'd be it.
And now what you have is the new school is you say the wrong word is, you know what, I'm going to the Human Rights Tribunal. You can't say that, you hurt my feelings. Well,
or the other way, you're getting a gun flashed at you.
Yeah, that's another
and
thing.
You better shut your fucking face or I'm going to shoot you.
Exactly. And then there's, like I said, there's intimidation. So, you know, that's the problem with, like, I mean, so old school to me too means like the banks were only open Monday to Friday. They closed at 5 o'clock. So you had to
liquor store was closed on Sundays and closed at 6 or 11.
And you had to take out enough money on Friday to make sure you had enough money cash, because there basically was no debit cards, to basically have enough for the weekend. And then
the credit was a pain in the ass with the fucking paper and all that.
Oh yeah, and then the basically the malls were closed. Yeah, the liquor stores and all that. But my point was, we didn't have everybody that was here. Everybody played by the old school rules in the neighborhoods. People used to, you know, go and eat at their neighbor's house. They're friends. So our culture and our society has completely changed. So as far as I'm concerned, those were the good old days, and we weren't in a police state, okay? We didn't have cameras everywhere. Everything's changed. It started with photo radar. You know, so if you look back over the last 3 decades, how everything has changed here, it's insane, because what is this young generation called right now? What are they called?
Millennials.
So the millennials, right? So the millennials have no fucking clue. I watched an episode, I watched the news, and they asked them, they go, do you know what a payphone is? And they interviewed a whole bunch of them. They had no fucking clue what a payphone was.
Right.
It's like, okay.
I just saw BC, what was it? BC Tel?
Yeah.
Who's the blue guys? BC Tel, right?
The blue guy?
Anyway.
Yeah.
It was a blue payphone. I saw one on Marketplace yesterday for like $400.
Yeah, you can't, you know, they don't.
Those are a relic.
Yeah, they are. But I think, you know, go walk into a mall. You are not finding you can't find a payphone. You go to the airport, the train station, anywhere there's like transportation, there'll be one somewhere, but guess what? Good luck fucking finding the thing, because everybody's got a cell phone now. Barely anybody's got a home line. So what if the thing is, that's what I'm trying to say about the old school and the old ways. I mean, and the old ways go back to how the natives live too. So my point is, this is what I want to talk about with that, is that one day, and all this technology, one day we might have to go back to the old ways, the old school ways, because our parents and their parents didn't have all this. They had to wash clothes by hands. I'm sure, and it's not about just water, and they had wells. The thing is, you had to go kill your food. I mean, one day we might have to go back to that. And some people are going to go, well, is Tim Hortons open?
Pretty much. Dude, the grid goes down for a couple of days and people lose their minds.
Oh, that windstorm back in, I think it was 2000, remember? I think it was 15.
Yeah, I was coming back from a wedding and it was just mayhem.
Oh, there was a lineup. So they lost the power for like 24 hours. Or was, you know, and then in Burnaby, it was like, 72 hours of people's food, and they're freaking because they're taking all their food and putting it in the freezer. But I remember I was on Poco living out there, and I seen the lineup at Tim Hortons. I was laughing. I go, and everybody's panicking and they're honking their horns.
I need my bagel.
I need my bagel. Where's my bagel? But folks, we're going to take a quick commercial break here, and we'll be right back. And remember, sucking in the 70s. Yeah. Welcome to Legends Sports Bar and Grill, in business since 1994, on the corner of Blundell and Garden City in beautiful Richmond, British Columbia. Check out the kitchen with a great menu and spectacular servers. Huge outdoor patio opening May 2025. Local and professional sports entertainment memorabilia. Remember, folks, it's Legends Pub. They're actually redunculous. We're coming back from our commercial break. We're babbling, and Uncle Marco's all fired up on coffee. Yeah. Woo! Wish I was sucking in the 60s, not the 70s anyways. Let's go. So, Ryan, I'm going to let you start off here, and I'm going to take a break here and just listen to you babble.
Well, one of the biggest things about old school, I mean, I worked at the liquor store when I was 19 before they even had scanners in. So I remember those old, typewriter, like fucking cashiers. I worked those, had to count the cash back.
That's awesome.
I remembered codes of, Mickey's of Smirnoff.
Hold on, was it $5 for BCLC and $5 for you in your pocket?
No, I never stole from them.
Oh, I would have.
One time, I backed into we used to stack bottles of wine and spirits, whatever.
Yeah.
And then you'd put them on the hand truck and you'd bring them around the store and put them away.
Yeah.
I fucking bumped into one, created a massive tsunami of red wine. I fucking broke so many bottles.
Yeah.
The whole back was flooded in red. Took a while to clean up.
Yeah. Well, how about the old school weather we used to have? The good old days there. I mean, the Pineapple Express. You don't hear that anymore. It's all these new terminologies now. Like,
right? Yeah, it used to be the Pineapple Express.
Oh, you hear all this bullshit, heat domes, and like, oh, fuck off, like Tabernac,
Oh, Carney's Cabinet's got 14 women and 14 men. Oh, I love just fucking.
Is it a tie? Or who's scoring? Who's winning in that game? I don't know there, but yeah, it should be an interesting ride here this fall because they're going to be up for their summer break. So I guess they're getting sworn in. But what I'm really looking forward to with this whole thing with Carney is, soon as the king, the king there, I mean the Pope, the King of England there swears him in there. Then he has 60 days to disclose all his financial investments in front of committee. And this is going to be interesting because the NDP does not have official status. And so they are not in committee anymore. So they can't stall anymore in committee. So it's going to be the Conservatives and the Liberals. This is going to be good because I love it because they got some killer fucking pitbull lawyers on the Conservative side. This is going to be fun watching this.
Whoa. There's a new ministry. Did you know about this?
For who?
The Minister of Justice and Attorney General of Canada.
Okay, that's interesting. Never heard of that.
Welcome to the Honorable Sean Fraser, the new Minister of Justice and Attorney General of Canada.
Yeah, there you go. We're fucked. So, I mean, he wasn't going to even run because he thought they were going to get blown out of the water. And then they convinced him to come and run. And so there you go. You can get
this new cabinet will act to define a new economic and security relationship with the United States, keep our communities safe, and build one strong Canadian economy.
Yeah, it's all about. I watched one of Trump's ex-advisors. I forget his name there. Come to me, but I watched it last night. He was talking about globalism, and he was talking about Carney, and he was calling him basically a hack globalist, and he's just he actually picked him off exactly. And then he didn't have very good things to say about Poilievre either. So I'll tell you right now, he actually nailed it. It was Bannon. He went to prison. That's the guy that went to prison for Trump. But it was very interesting, and he called it. And he's talking about how China came in here 10 years ago and told them about the Arctic. So the Chinese won our Arctic. So I think you're going to see an agreement where the Americans are going to be patrolling our Arctic. And and I honestly, you know what? I have listen, as long as we keep our countries separate and everything else, I have no problem if they're going to jointly, like NORAD. I have no problem then because they got the military. We don't have the equipment. We've fallen so.
Look how long it's taken for us to build one fucking icebreaker ship for the military.
Well, there you go. But that's done by design because pretty soon these other countries have been waiting. The Russia and China in particular are waiting.
Norway even.
They're waiting because they know we're just sitting there lollygagging, and they'll do an incursion, and what they'll do is they'll see if the Americans will react to it.
So they'll just set up shop somewhere.
Well, guess what? I think that's what a lot of this was about because we have so many minerals and resources that the Americans don't want. They want it to stay within Canada, the North American realm, and I don't blame them because
they need it.
No, we need it, and because they don't, and the Chinese know that if they make a deal with these precious minerals here, that they don't have to depend on China like they did before. China's mad. So China's in here. China's sneaky and fuck. And you know what? I'm surprised they don't have a revolution over there already you know how Tiananmen Square, as soon as you rise up, they fucking kill you.
They got a middle class now too, right? And they're hurting.
Well, they're pissed off. That's why there's been rioting. And like I said, there's this Chinese woman that's she's in North America here, and people have been smuggling out video. She's got a channel. She's on YouTube, and she's showing what's going on over there. She's got smuggled video, and she's not bullshitting, and she's not like she's just showing what's going on over there. It's pretty interesting, right? What's going on in China right now. But we're going to talk about let's talk about the old school Canucks, and I'm just going to bring up what we were just talking about on our break was how Winnipeg Jets remind me of the Canucks with the Sedin twins and how they fell short, and it's no knock on them. They got a good team, but Dallas has got a better team as far as I'm concerned. They got out-coached, and that's what happened. The Canucks always got close, but they never had a team to go over the edge. I mean, I love that. They
did in '94.
Yeah, but they did in '94. That was a great run. I stopped watching hockey after that, but I was old enough to watch. I was 12 years old when we had Brodeur and the boys in 1982 when they made the run. And they played
that Islanders team was fucking stacked.
Oh, of course it was, but that was old
school.
The
best goal scorer of all time, Mike Bossy.
I remember that year. I mean, the friends of the family. I've never been to a Canucks hockey game. They took me to the Coliseum, and I had to go to school the next day, right? So they had to bring me home early. But I was there in that Philadelphia game where Phil Muir and Glenn Hanlon. There was a bench clearing brawl, and the brawl was going on for like half an hour. It was like 11:30, and we had to leave in the middle of the brawl, and that's when Glenn Hanlon and Phil Muir were at center ice, and Glenn Hanlon had a golf club on, and he got suspended and fined because he had a golf club on. They're scrapping it at center ice. It was a wicked brawl. I was like 12 years old. It was crazy, 11 years old. But that's old school to me, right? So even like concerts, remember festival seating?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then just general admission.
And then people got fucking crushed. But those were the great. Like I remember going down to see AC/DC at the Tacoma Dome. I think it was '83, and that was for those about the Rock. And I remember we got there and we're on the floor, and there was the first front four rows were all Marines and Army and military, and they're all in fatigues, and they had their arms all chained together, and we were just behind them going, I go, anybody that tries to get through that wall is going to get fucking killed. They had all the jar heads there. They all had their skin heads. They go, nope, they try nothing, right? Like, that's old school.
Yep.
Those cannons were loud. But you know what? Just moving on from that, we're reminiscing, folks, about that. I mean, we could talk about so many different the old school ways and the good old days. So I want everybody out there that's listening to this to think back for your good old days. What was old school for you, right? So because there was still some good old. Everything can't be bad. I've had good times, bad times, but just remember, folks. You know what? When you're having a bad day, just think back to the good old days, man. Just think back to old school because that will keep you moving forward in life, because that's all you got is you got memories in this world, right? We're not here for a long time. Like my old roommate used to tell me there, and he was a meathead, but he was a pathological liar. But anyways, he goes,
not Illuminats.
Yeah, no, not Illuminats. But he goes, this is God's waiting room. And I looked at him and I go, he's right. It's like you're going to a waiting room at your doctor's. Like life is like God's waiting room. Like you're just basically waiting to die. That's what he was trying to tell me. That's what he was trying to tell me.
The minute you're born.
Yeah, as I was turning my back, he was in the fridge trying to eat my homemade soup, that prick. There you go.
Everybody wants Uncle Marco's pizza.
That's right. I made a batch last week. It was pretty good. But, so anything you want to – we can we're going to go to a quick commercial break, and then we're going to wrap this episode up here. I'm all fired up on coffee. I think I'm going to need a nap before I go to that stankin' place of employment we got there, right, Dr. Ryan?
Yeah, there's no telephone there anymore either, is there?
No, there's no telephone there. There's no telephone.
Why did they get rid of that?
I don't know. Well, Schleppdoon had one too, but you can call a taxi. You could even, it'd be funny. I wish I would have did this when they still had that telephone. I would have cranked the White House from there.
You know what my dad used to do?
What's that?
He knew that, and all the guys knew that they were tapping the phone. And
oh, wow.
So they would fucking just have wild conversations on there, just like just say just outlandish shit, whatever, like try to get a rise out of them.
Wow. Like, yeah, well, there you go.
Because they knew they were listening, and just whatever.
Yeah, well, there you go. Right. With that is basically, I'm pretty sure like every place you go, not every place, but I think things are bugged and there's live. We're being bugged live, and it's just not video. So that's my point.
You know what they can do? They can actually go through all the data your phone sent while you're on site.
Yeah, there's a mark there. So people that don't know this, but anyway, so this
if you use their network anyway.
Yeah, well, there's actually no. They can so the security MarsDeck there. So security there, no.
They
so
even without their network.
Yeah. So without their network. So when you pass a certain point on, and it doesn't any. This could be any federal regulated security zone, right? So long story short is, there's a point. There's a marker. As soon as you pass that marker, they can they can analyze all your data, any conversation. So that's why you don't say the B word at the airport, right? You know what I'm saying? You can't say that because
or the D word.
Yeah, you don't want to say any of that stuff because even if you're joking around right away,
right?
There's
they pick up on it.
There's a the algorithm. It picks it up right away, and a red flag goes off, and they go and people don't understand we're being tracked and listened to, and I mean, and this whole AI security system that is not good because when it comes in, they said that $500 billion deal in the States. We're next. We have a part of the system already hooked up here in the city zones here, and I mean, it's going to be China. You're going to have a box over your head when you walk out your door, and it's going to show the longitude and longitude and latitude, and it's going to track you and go wherever you go. I mean, it's not good. So when that happens, hopefully I'm gone from this fucking shitty fucking world. I'll tell you how much I don't want to be here anymore.
Right.
Anyways, folks, we're going to take a little break here. I'm starting to have the caffeine crash. Oh, yeah.
Oh, no.
Welcome to On Track Multi-Services. Servicing the Lower Mainland since 2021. Creating and maintaining beautiful outdoor spaces, your landscape vision brought to life. Excavation, demolition services, stump removal, driveways, digging, backfilling and trenching. Asphalt or concrete removal, drainage, water main sewer lines, debris removal, land clearing. It's redonkulous.
Okay, folks, we're coming back from our commercials. We're going to wrap this episode up here because I'm ready to go for a nap because I'm an old fart. But anyways, we're just talking about that old school stuff there. I remember when we were kids there, 5, 6 years old, and we're at the church there, and our church wasn't normal like everybody else. We go do mass, and then the bar was open upstairs, and people are drinking and smoking and fighting with beer bottles. That was an interest. Now I know why I'm fucked up. I had to see that stuff, but there was this guy who was pretty cool. He used to drink and smoke, and he gave 4 or 5 of us. Here's $10, and that was a long time ago when money was worth something. And he goes, go get me 2 packs of smokes, and then you guys have the rest for the candy. And I remember we used to go up we buy the smokes, and then we go up to Purdy's fucking candy there on Hastings and go buy a whole bunch of candy. It was awesome. That was old
Purdy's
school.
is still around.
What's that?
Purdy's is good chocolate.
No, but that was that store. Yeah, it was a Purdy's store, but it was it had candy. It was an old Purdy's store. There was Purdy's chocolate, but it was like they had all this candy. It was crazy. It was like a kid's dream. I can't find those kind of candies anymore they used to make. They were awesome. Oh, by the way, I got to remind me to make an appointment with my dentist. Okay, they're my secretary, Dr. Ryan.
Yeah, I'll do that. You got a bum molar or what?
Oh yeah. No, I just got to get. I got to get my chiclets cleaned, eh?
Yeah, it's important. It's for your heart.
Well, yeah, I know. Who cares about the heart? I just need, I need.
My uncle had an abscessed tooth, and it gave him heart disease, and he fucking died in Comox Lake.
Well, I'll tell you something right now. This life is a gamble. You could walk across the street and get hit by a fucking 10-ton truck.
Right.
And then that's why then all my misery's gone. Yeah, right on.
Fuck, you could be in aisle 7 and get hit in the back of the head with a can of ravioli.
Fuck you, asshole.
Where's that little bastard? Sorry, he just came into my.
I heard he died.
I think that's all bullshit. Apparently he's alive. Hey, do you remember that guy? We were talking about this. This is funny. This I don't know about 10 years ago. Remember some guy, they were saying that he was dead. They said he was dead for like 8 months. And then all of a sudden he showed up. He goes, I'm not dead.
I'm not dead. Fuck you, asshole.
I forget who it was. No, but this is like, everybody was saying this guy was dead. And then, like, this was like 8 months ago. This is going on. And all of a sudden he comes back. He goes, I'm not dead. So, folks, if you haven't heard a rumor by First Coffee, you start one, okay? Oh, yeah, you start a rumor there. And we're good.
Apparently, Adam Foote is the head coach of the Canucks now.
That's good. Adam Foote's a good choice. It's just he's a smart hockey man. It's just now if we can only get rid of the Aquilinis and they sell it off to a good owner, maybe we'll have a team. But besides that, let's continue on with the old school. There, you're talking about that. We're going somewhere. Like I said,
right. I was getting a note and I'm buying smokes at 5 and.
Yeah.
Life was pretty good back then.
Well,
I remember when fucking GST came in and the cashiers changed the price on me. Well, the price always used to be on the fucking sticker. Why is it different?
Yeah.
That really pissed me off.
Yeah, there's that. I mean, I remember back from memories when I was, like I said, I don't know, 6, 7 years old. And then, I had a single mother raise the three of us, but this is where old school community came in, and it was old school, and everybody and the neighbors, and we played soccer, right? And then, I remember, one of the Sikh fathers, that one of the kids that were playing on the team, he'd come and pick us up in a station wagon. It was so cool. He'd come and pick us up all because parents were working on that, and he'd take us to soccer practice. That was old school. That was awesome. That's what I miss about people. Like, there was a community. I mean, people don't understand, they don't, I hear people ranting and raving now, but I grew up in a community. I grew up with, Sikh people and Chinese, and we all, it's funny thing is, you're almost like family, and then people get older and they forget about that. So that's the old school ways. I mean, people would, they'd borrow stuff off, they'd borrow, remember the old saying, can I borrow some sugar or some butter off you? Literally that happened, or you'd feed somebody's kid. That that's what a community used to.
And you know what happened to me this week?
What's up?
My dogs wanted to sniff around the cul-de-sac, right?
Yeah.
So I walk them down the cul-de-sac, and I'm at this guy's house that, our daughters don't really get along anymore.
Yeah.
And he goes through his camera on his house, goes, "Don't let your dogs piss on my grass." So I fingered him. He's like, that's not very nice. That's not very neighborly.
Let's give him a round of applause. Good job there, Dr. Ryan.
So you know what I said after that?
What's that?
I said, your grass is a piece of shit, just like you, Morris.
Oh,
and then I said, and then he starts, and I said, fuck off, and I walked away.
Okay, you're gonna have to edit that one out, but he doesn't
Morris,
listen. He doesn't listen to this podcast, anyways. But moving on from that,
He's
Dr.
a fucking idiot. He probably doesn't listen. He probably listens to fucking ABBA or something.
Well, maybe he does. What's wrong with ABBA? I like ABBA, but don't cut down ABBA. It's a very good. It's very good. It's very good.
First thing that came to my head.
It can't all be fucking punk rock there, punk rocker boy.
Okay,
Butter
maybe
boy.
he listens to fucking Rita McNeil. I don't know.
I don't care. It's how about
Jackson probably does listen to Rita McNeil.
He's got something going on, but next week there, the thing is, we will be making we will be releasing and making an announcement. We're working on a mascot right now, so we got some ideas, and it should be fun when we get our mascot. We need a mascot, so and we are going to be working on in the second season, and we will have a phone line, and when we stream live, we will be getting people the text in, and maybe we can have a couple callers call in and join the conversation. That's kind of where what I'm shooting for in season 2, and like I said, we're trying to grow this podcast, folks. That's we want to find some growth here, and hopefully we have some growth at the end of the second season, and that gives us purpose and a reason to carry on for season number 3. But any last comments here before we wrap this up there, Dr. Ryan? Because no,
I'm looking forward to our anniversary special, and I'll get a bunch of clips ready, and
and then I'll be, and then we'll have a couple. Maybe we'll have a couple hybrids there. That's next Wednesday. We're going to do.
Yeah,
that, right?
I got a couple double O's in the fridge.
Oh yeah, I'm ready to rock and roll. Maybe old Uncle Mark was going to go down memory lane and go. Oh yeah. Anyways, folks.
Wrapping it up.
Okay.
One of the things I said in the break all the World War II vets that we grew up with are gone. All the hard asses.
The generation, yeah, that generation.
And they've been replaced with people that have no idea what it takes to fight tyranny and for your freedoms. And they just think they're born with it and they'll never get taken away.
Well, the Korean War era of men are dying off, okay, and then that's the next one. Then you have the Vietnam boys the Vietnam boys are getting up there, man. They're in their 70s.
They are.
They're in their 70s, and okay, and that was a really weird.
Not as many men, but I would say they probably suffered the most.
Well, they did because like I said, they got shit on, right? When they came back, baby killer and all this stuff. And I mean, that's when but that's when people people were marching on the street and protesting and this and that. I mean, the whole thing is like, but that generation, that's why you got those one percenters out there because that Vietnam War, man, it came from the Second World War, and but you got those one percenters that don't fit in, they're misfits of society, and they don't give a shit about rule and law. And I mean, like I said, remember in previous episodes, we're talking about how, you had, all the gangsters are running this world. Well, it's true. And it's getting worse because I think I see them starting to all be in cahoots here. And it's not a conspiracy. And it's, folks, we're going into a different age here. And let's if you got kids in a family, love them, enjoy your life. Like Uncle Marco says, when the mushroom cloud hits, I want to be by a concrete wall so I can have my middle finger up and go, fuck you. There you go, folks. We're going to wrap it up now. We had enough of this shit, and we'll see you with the anniversary special. Yeah, let's give the Mark and Ryan Shore Brothers podcast some love because nobody else will. And to our loyal listener in Siberia, we love you over there. I want some borscht. Boris.
Yeah, let's go back to when our heroes were guys like Terry Fox and not Tom Brady.
I really want to call her our mascot, Boris. I want that dog with a bag over his head, and I'm going to give him a soccer jersey.
That's my fucking elephant's name. You can't use that.
I don't care about. No, Boris is Russian. Boris is Russian. Okay.
Then use Ivan.
Okay, I'm going to use some. How about this? How about fuck your hat?
Okay. Our mascot's going to be a giant nose.
Look where that book's going anyways. It's going nowhere fucking fast. Listen, you want to start? Let's go camping. I got a purpose for those books now. Let's get a fire going, okay? Anyways.
Yeah, you get some good colors out of it.
Anyways, Dr. Ryan, this has been fun and interesting, and we'll see you at that stanky place of employment, okay? Like you like to say, okay?
All right, bro.
You have a great day, bro. Talk to you later.
You too.
Okay,
yep.
Bye.
Bye.
Dear, for old lang syne, we'll take a cup of kindness yet for old lang syne. My trusty friend, and gives a hand of thine. We'll take a right good willy wot for old lang syne. For old lang syne, my dear.